right, welcome to the first ever edition of the Spotter Stand. Weekly news and updates from Bomb Squad Racing, Old School Racing, and the Draftmasters. And today we've got with us BSR Pockets, BSR Hot Rod, OSR Bama, BSR Brian Boyles from BSR and Draftmasters. I believe we've got HB Hardy in here with us today. Anybody else in here I missed?
I think that's it. What up, everybody?
I'd like to thank all you guys for being here today, taking your time. Let's get right into it. First, I'd like to just go over some stuff that's happened in the off season, things we've done here since last season ended, just to fill the space in between November and February. First up, over at Bomb Squad, we had a memorial race for one of our brothers, BSR Brian Boyles. Recently lost his father, Lynn Boyles. We had a Lynn Boyles memorial race there, and wouldn't you know it, BSR Pockets comes home with a win there. The Lynn Boyles Memorial 250. Congrats on that, Pockets. You want to tell us a little bit about that race?
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was a good race there. We wanted to do something special for our teammate Brian, who lost his father. Lynn was a well-known, well-respected sim racer, so we wanted to do something special in his memory, and it was a great event. Had a great turnout from all the guys from OSR, BSR, as well as some independent racers that support us and everything like that. Great race. Was fortunate enough to pull off the victory for that, and was proud to be a part of it. And we want to thank Brian and Kathy Voles Trucking, for everything that they've done. That's just kind of a way for us to pay back part of what they do for us. And like I said, just another great event, another great example of the good things we do here at Bomb Squad Racing, along with our friends at OSR and the Draftmasters.
Absolutely. And then we also had AK Racer, fellow brother of ours from BSR, raced with us for quite some time, passed away last year. And in the off season, over at BSR, we ran an AK Racer Memorial Sim Racing Championship Series. You'd like to explain how that went for us, Pockets?
Now, that was something very special that we wanted to do. We just recently lost BSR AK Racer. And let me explain something. Art Rogers, the AK stands for Alaska. When Art very first came to us, he raced in Alaska. He was in Alaska when he very first started racing with us and became a Bomb Squad Racing member. And that started out as we was going to do a little 4-race deal and kind of a way for us to pay tribute to him. And it turned into, we needed to race during the winter. We needed to have some kind of series set up during the winter. So what we decided to do is since Thursday and Friday nights is two good nights that we like to provide racing for everybody, we decided to make that our winter series. And that is going to be our winter series from now on. It will be the AK Racer Memorial Series. So we raced on Friday and Thursday night, and we ran the same track but in 2 different mods and accumulated the points. And that's how that all came about. So that was a really successful series for us. It gave us something good to do in the off season. Gave us a winter series to run, and it was really good. It was really fun. Had a lot of good drivers turn out and support that series.
Yeah, that was a great series as well for practice for the upcoming series. Seeing how we ran, it was 10 different tracks, but pretty much all of those tracks were regular season scheduled tracks, and we got to run the same track in the truck and in the cup physics. So you got to practice if you need to work a little on your setup. It was a great series for that off season, to be able to get ready for the upcoming season. And wouldn't you know it, BSR Pockets also brings home the championship in stunning fashion there. I think he really pulled away. What was it, a 40-point gap, something like that, to second place?
I think by the end of it, it closed down. I think Chevy caught up to me by about 23, 29 points or something like that. He closed up pretty good on that last race because I struggled a little bit at that last race at Texas. But that is a series that I will forever hold close to my heart of winning because I mean, I won a cup race at Michigan. That's a feat in itself right there with the level of competition that we have here. And I was fortunate, I was lucky, but I will take all of it to be able to bring that championship home. That was one that I'm probably in all the years of sim racing, those 20 races and bringing home that championship for my brother AK probably meant more to me than anything I've done so far to date in sim racing.
Well, you definitely did a great job. You were consistent in every one of those races all season, and congrats on that championship. There was something else a little new that was handed out this season was AK Racer uh, Driver of the Year. You want to tell us about that?
Yes, what we decided to do was is that let me explain a little the backstory behind this very special award. AK loved Bomb Squad racing. He loved being a part of this team. He was an integral part of this team. And AK actually had roots in real racing. He started in dirt track racing here in the Arkansas area, and he took his love of racing to the top of the sport. He was the tire specialist for Bobby Hamilton Racing for several years, and he was our link to the real world of racing, the link from the virtual world to the real world. AK loved sim racing. He loved the people he raced with, and he brought something special to this group. He was an outstanding guy on the track and off the track. And what we wanted to do is we wanted a very special way to not only honor him and his memory, but we wanted to put something together special for the guys that aren't necessarily the top drivers in the sim. We wanted to put a special award together for the guys that support this league. They do stuff behind the scenes that most people don't know. They do the work that provides us to be able to put these races on and do all the things that we do. And that was the whole thought process behind this award was the guy that sometimes you may not see all the work that he does. You may not see the dedication that he has to these series and to this league and to his fellow sim racers. So that's what this award is all about. It's not just about the guy that you know out on the track. It's the guy that does the legwork, the guy that he gives a perfect example of sportsmanship, dedication, the whole thing, and all of those things were exactly what Art Rogers BSR AK Racer. That was him right there. So this award was named for him because of that, and we're going to every year award somebody who fits the same bill in the mold that AK made.
Absolutely, and this year it went to BSR Scar number 83, who absolutely fits that bill with everything that he does for sim racing. All the paints that he does, a lot of these paint schemes you'll see, a lot of the renders. He does a lot for the community and for BSR in general.
Yes, absolutely. This is a spotter stand exclusive. This award is being presented and announced for the first time ever anywhere right here on this program that you're watching. And Tim Scarborough, BSR Scar, was the natural pick for this. This guy has done literally thousands of renders. When these people come to race, they we wanted a way back when we very first started. We wanted a way to give them something that they could remember, or something that they could be proud of, or to show their family. And these renders were the way to do it. And these renders are not those automatic generated. These are pieces of artwork that takes hours, 2 or 3 hours at a time I've actually watched Scar sit down and do one of these. It's actually mind-boggling to see all the stuff that he has to do. He does this along with He owns WLS Graphics, which is a sponsor of this league. He does all the special artwork that you see at Bomb Squad Racing, all the banners, all the stuff. Scar does that, and I mean, he does it at a moment's notice. I call him up, send him a text, and it's always, yep, I'm on it. Yep, no problem. He has never even flinched at anything that I have thrown at him. And you can imagine all the stuff that I've thrown at him. And to go along with this award, Scar is AK's cousin. So, and that's how AK got to Bomb Squad Racing, was through Scar, Tim Scarborough. So we decided that it would be very fitting to not only honor Scar's service to this league and to sim racers in general, but to give him this reward. It just seemed like it was fitting and automatic for him to be the first recipient of the BSR AK Racer Memorial Driver of the Year Award.
Well, I think that pretty much takes us through the off season. We can move on here to the upcoming season and past season's championships. We'll just start Sunday night, basically the beginning of the week, and go all the way through to Saturday night. I believe on Sunday we'll be at OSR. We got Bama in here repping OSR this evening. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do over there on Sunday nights?
We run the Aero 88 season, and the difference this season for us is going to be a race schedule that's going to actually follow the original 1988 race schedule. And we're going to follow the track schedule itself and use the tracks that we have found as close to the 88 version that they ran at the time. We thought that'd be a pretty interesting thing to do. We're going to run a few tracks that a lot of people probably aren't used to running. Northwestboro, just to name one off one, that Riverside is another, being a road course that a lot of people don't run these days. That's going to mix it up a little bit. It's a 29 race schedule, and I think people are going to enjoy it. Be open setup, but I don't want that to scare anybody, because the setup that you use now is probably going to apply. You might have some tweaking to do, but nothing a whole lot to, I don't think, to make the track or the car drivable, and I think you're going to enjoy the series.
It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I know I really enjoy running those Aero 88 cars. With the CTS truck physics setups, usually you got something for the truck there, then you got something for the Aero 88. I've got a pic here of last season's champion, HB Hardy. He won last season, OSR Aero 88 on Sunday night. Are you with us here, Hardy?
I don't see him in here.
Oh, I thought he was.
No,
he's
he's
him.
he's
He really
AFK.
enjoyed that series. Obviously, he ran every race. You can't be missing races and become the champion. So congrats to HB on that championship. That's a lot of fun. Great series to run in. What time does that series run on Sunday evening, Bama?
That series starts at 8:05 Central and 9:05 Eastern.
And Texan, I did get a special behind the scenes sneak preview of the upcoming Aero 88 series at OSR through my good friend Bama there this morning. I got a peek at it, and it looks like something that is going to be outstanding and going to have a little bit of something for everybody. They are going back old school and going to run the original NASCAR series, 29 races of the 1988 NASCAR schedule. Is that correct, Bama?
That's correct.
Yeah,
like
that's
I said,
what he said. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be there.
Yeah, that'll be something interesting, something a little different, something you don't see every day. Like I said, they are embracing the old school racing there on Sunday nights for their Aero 88 series. So that'll be something exciting for everybody, and we're proud to be a part of it and support that.
We thank you.
And then
See a good turnout.
on Monday night, we're still at OSR, Old School Racing. What do you guys run over there on Mondays?
Well, that's the thing we changed in our schedule, Texan. We were running a truck series, and we gonna opt out for Monday nights right now and leave that spot open. There could be a schedule change in the near future, but for right now, it's gonna be a blank spot for us. Well, if you want, we can go on to Tuesday. We got that covered with a
Well, I've
new.
got one before we move there. I've got a pick of last season here. I want to just give a good shout out and a congrats to BSR Axel Foley. There was a truck season on Monday last season, and the 47 of BSR Axel Foley actually brought home that championship. Congrats on that, Axel.
Yeah, big shout out to Axel. Don't want to forget him. Yeah, like I said, the trucks are going to be off the schedule for right now. But Axel drove hard one last season. Me and him fought head to head there for a little while, and there at the end, I think it come into like a little three-way battle. But he clearly was the cream of the crop.
Yeah, Killer, that Monday night series is something that Bama, who's the head admin of OSR, Greg Trogdon, the owner of OSR, and myself, we discussed in depth with the addition of the Draftmassters, both of the series. OSR has some other series and stuff. We were simply worn out, and we needed one night where everybody could maybe take a break, catch their breath, and try to support as many of these series as we could. The Monday night series seemed to be the one that was fluctuating a little bit there, so we've decided to just, like I said, take a pause button on Monday night. See, we're constantly working on things that provide people with the best sim racing experience that we can, and so right now we're on hold on Monday nights. But we have got so much other stuff going on that we really needed a night to take a break. So that's what we've kind of all decided to and agreed on.
Well, then on to Tuesday night. What do you guys have over there now? Tuesday night, OSR?
Well, we got the new mod out. You know the MEN Cup 2018 mod, and we're going to use that. And simply, the name says it all. A U Pickett series. That being said, the first race is going to start out at Daytona TR, and the winner of that race will be able to pick from the 2018 schedule any track that they want to run.
Now that sounds like a lot of fun. I've run in some series like that before. Normally they've always been, it's just for fun sort of series, but to have one and keep the points for it, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. That's going to be, you said, in the new Cup mod, the Mensa MENCS 18 mod.
Yes, sir. That's you heard it right. The new mod with a kind of new twist for Tuesday night for us.
Yeah, we did some testing in that mod in the off season, and I believe the only reason we didn't move to it was because it was just such short notice, and not everybody would have had time to get their cars painted. But slowly moving into it through the season here, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's the damage render in that mod is great now. The cars really look beat up when they get beat up.
On graphics wise, it's an awesome look. I think it's going to be something fun to run. I think being able to pick the track, it's going to be kind of a diverse season. You never know what's going to happen until the winner of the race says, "Hey, I want to go to," and boom, there you go. In a nutshell, it's going to be simple, but it could be complicated. You never know.
Yeah, if the winner says, "I want to go to Sonoma," then I guess we go to Sonoma, huh?
Well, like I said, we wanted to keep it going along the season. We want to keep it in the 2018 schedule. So you're limited in a way, but you're not. There are a lot of tracks on that schedule, and the only thing we ask is No repeats of two in a row.
Yeah,
That
that
being
yeah.
said, like Martinsville, twice in 2 weeks. You wouldn't want to do that. So we're going to put us up with that as a rule. And as far as that goes, though, if it's on the 2018 schedule, you're welcome to pick whichever track turns you on.
Well,
Yeah,
last season's champion in that series would have been BSR Brain Fade, number 49. Another great
Yeah.
render here from OSR Juggalo. It's another guy. He didn't make it. He's not here today, but he does a lot for the community here with a lot of renders and paints and a lot of different things he does. This render of Brain's car here looks great, and congrats on that championship, Brain Fade.
yeah, that's the second championship of that series. I think the inaugural series, the very first series, someone else won that championship on Tuesday night at OSR. Okay, they're not. Who was that, Bama?
Oh, the first mini season, is that's the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
well, the very first Tuesday night series at OSR. I think the very first season they
Was
had
it
there.
was it Chevy?
No, somebody I can remember there was a render. I think it was me.
Oh,
I
Well,
just wanted to bring that point out.
there you go. Now I didn't know we were digging into ancient history. Ha!
Yeah, but that was
Just
the very
kidding there.
first one. That was the very first one. So that's how it will read in the history books. I was just gonna point that out. So
There you
yes, but
go.
that's a great series. Want everybody to come out for that on Tuesday night. That's a big night for OSR, and we all try to pile in there and have a good time, good racing over there with Greg and
Well,
Bama and all the bunch.
I think everybody's going to enjoy the new mod. I really do. It'll give people, as the season progresses, time to get them a car done and painted up for that mod and get used to running it.
Yes, that'll be a great way to integrate that new mod into some of the other stuff that we do, especially for, like they said, we looked at that mod real hard for BSR's 2018 season, but due to the volume of work that it would take to integrate that mod in the short time, we decided to pass on it for now. But we are still looking at that as a viable solution for some of our racing needs. We want to give a special thanks to the guys at Splash and Go Graphics that came up with that, all the hard work that they did on that. We are looking at it. Those are the kind of things that people go out and do. They spend their own hard earned time and money to do and provide to the sim racers free of charge. And that is one of the reasons why this game has lasted over 14 years. So hats off to those guys.
all
I
right.
did want to throw something in if you got time for a little Wednesday night thing there, Texan.
Yeah, we were just fixing to move on to Wednesday. Normally on Wednesday, that's Bomb Squad runs the Truck Series, and we follow the NASCAR Truck Series schedule. Last season in that series, BSR Chevy Chase came home with the championship. Got a pic of him up there. You can see the trophies. There's two of them there. He actually won two series last season. Um, but there is some new stuff coming up this season for Wednesdays. We're still going to be running the Truck Series on Wednesday at BSR, just like we always have. But you want to fill us in, Bama or Pockets, on what's going to be going on those off nights on the Truck Series on Wednesday
Well,
nights?
Matt, yeah, take
I,
that,
I,
Bama.
I was just going to say that we were talking about some past stuff, and this past season in the IROC that we ran on Sunday, that Roger OSR pool boy ran on Sunday mornings, was the championship was taken by BSR Chevy Chase, and he forwarded on the prize in that series. He actually won and moved it on to kind of paid it forward into the next championship run. And the way I've been told, and I think Pockets knows a little bit more about it than I do, is that we're going to move it to the IROC series to Wednesday night spot for the time being as a fill-in for the trucks or when the trucks are off. Pockets, you want to pick it up?
Yes. Well, how that all came about was is that my good friend over at OSR, Roger Big Daddy Bevins, who put that IROC championship together. It's a great series, great little special thing to do. He came up with that idea a long time ago, and he was finally able to put it together over here at OSR. And they were having a discussion about it. Was normally run on Sunday mornings, and people were they were batting it back and forth about the times, and people were saying people are hung over on Sunday morning, and what about times before the race, after the race, and all that. I seen them going back and forth with it, and I approached Roger and said, you know, Raj, our truck series, the drunkencowjerky.com Wednesday night truck series, to be specific, only has 23 races all year long because we do actually follow the full schedule of the truck series, but there aren't as many races. So there's lots of open nights in there. 13 open nights to be exact. In the whole year schedule that we run compared to the other series, there's 13 open nights. I approached Roger, told him that I thought that would be a good fit for his series. He could run his IROC series on the Wednesday nights that we don't have an official drunkencowjerky.com truck series race, and he thought it was good too. We talked to Greg Trogdon, the owner of OSR. He was all on board and felt confident about it. So that's the way that's going to go down on the nights. Since Wednesday night is a good night for sim racers, on the nights that the schedule is open for trucks and there's not a race, they will be filled in by Roger and the gang at OSR and run their IROC Championship Series on Wednesday nights, 8:05, 9:05 Eastern.
Yeah, that gives everybody, I know during the truck season it's so short when there's a lot of off nights, and I know when there's an off night on the Wednesday night, I'm definitely looking for somewhere to race. I think that that fills that gap, and those two seasons kind of blended together on the same night. That's going to be some good racing. Well, we've accumulated a few viewers here. We're a little ways into the broadcast. Pockets now might be a good time for your little special Drunken Cow Jerky teaser there.
So you think it's a good time now? All right, everybody, here's what we're going to do. DrunkenCowJerky.com is the official sponsor of Bomb Squad Racing. They have provided us with just an unbelievable amount of support for all the stuff that we do. So, all of you people, since this is the very first time that we're going out on live on YouTube here at the spotter stand, we wanted to do something special. And Bomb Squad Racing is going to give away 3 packages of Drunken Cow Jerky right now to the person who types into the chat box my famous saying that y'all have all heard me say 1,000 times about Drunken Cow Jerky. The first person who types that in correctly to the chat box, I'm going to be watching the chat box. Whoever types it in correctly, Bomb Squad Racing is going to send you 3 packages of Drunken Cow Jerky, the 3 flavors of your choice, along with shipping. That, my friends, is over a $35 value, so get after it. You know what I say. Let's see who's been paying attention.
And the wording has to be exact. You can't have words flipped backwards now. It has to be right on the spot. He says it every night.
So we're gonna see who knows what it is. And Larry, you're not eligible.
So
you knew
while
I
we
had
give
it
them,
already got it typed in.
Let's try to give that to somebody who's not got
That's
the
right.
insider info there or whatever. But we're gonna see who can type it in the fastest, and I'm watching here, so we'll see. That's just something a little. That's the kind of thing that you're gonna come to expect here at the spotter stand every Sunday afternoon. Is we may throw a prize out there. We may do something. You need to tune in to see what we are going to do, because we're not going to tell you beforehand. We want you to tune in and enjoy the show. And for tuning in, every once in a while, we may throw you a little prize or something out there. So y'all get after it.
well, while we're waiting on them to figure that out, see who's going to get that one, let's move on to Thursday night. Bomb Squad Racing, that's the big show, the Cup Series, where we follow the full NASCAR Cup schedule. While I get Pockets to explain what goes on there on Thursday night. Tell us about that series, and we'll throw you up a picture of last season's champion, yours truly, BSR Texan. And there's the trophy there. You can see great looking helmet trophy. Comes from Rick Craddock and Real Tech. There's also a championship ring you can see there to the left that came with it. And the little trophy to the right, the Ironman trophy, that was for making every race in the season, not missing one. That was a great series. It was a real hard, tough fight to win that championship. There's a lot of fast drivers here. Now I'll let Pockets tell us all about that series Thursday night.
All right, Thursday night is the DrunkenCowJerky.com Thursday Night Cup Series. That is our premier series. And the reason we call it our premier series is that that's the series that follows the real NASCAR Cup schedule. All 36 races. We've got it all. We start at the Daytona 500 and we go all the way through. We race every race. We have a 10 race chase. And that's our big night. That's the night when we pull out the big horsepower cup cars and we get down to business on Thursday nights. And that is Drunken Cow Jerky is the official sponsor of Bomb Squad Racing. And along with them, we have several associate sponsors, and I'd like to name them right now. The Medicine Chest in White Bear Lake, Minnesota. HelloSunshineHello.com. Holla, Rhoda. WLS Graphics. That's Tim Scarborough's graphic company who does a lot of the work for us. And the other thing, WLS Graphics, they actually have made all the packages. You see the labels, you see the artwork on the labels of Drunken Cow Jerky. That's straight up from WLS Graphics and Tim Scarborough right there, due to a side partnership that he has with Drunken Cow Jerky, Mark Heyman, Richard Heyman, all the fine folks down in Dallas, Texas. Also, Rick Craddock, longtime member here, longtime sim racer. His company, Real Tech, provides us with that beautiful golden helmet trophy and the ring that everybody just really wants to put on their mantle. That's the epitome of sim racing right there. If you can win that one, you've actually done something. And let's see who else. Voiles Trucking. Brian come along here recently, and he really stepped up the game. He's put a lot of work and a lot of effort along with his wife, Kathy, and Voiles Trucking. They've done so much for us, and we can't thank them enough. And I think that's about the sponsor list, isn't it, Kill? Am I missing anybody?
I think you got them all.
Well, that's it. And Thursday night is our big night. I think Killa's going to touch on the bonus points and the way we structure that series and stuff here in a little bit when we talk about all the point systems and everything that we're going to run here later.
Yeah, we're going to try to explain that to everybody and help them understand how the chase and the points are going to work here when we finish up with the weekly. Also Thursday night, just last Thursday, it was the speed weeks, and we had our duels. We ran one Thursday night and another one on Friday night. And our Thursday night duel winner, BSR Chevy Chase. Along with these duels, that'll be partially explained here when we do the points. The top 5 in both of these duels all earned 1 bonus point towards their chase points. And when we get over the points, you'll understand a little more how that's going to work. But congrats on Chevy Chase and the top 5 in that duel 1. Great job for everybody. Now moving on then to Friday. Last Friday night is our NXS 15 mod. We run the NASCAR schedule of their Xfinity series. And last season, our champion was BSR Chevy Chase. There's his trophies up there again. He was the champion for the Xfinity and the Truck Series last season. Awesome job bringing home the victory in both of those series. Pockets, you want to fill us in on what's coming up this week on Friday night?
But I forgot to mention something, too, about the Thursday night series. That, yes, you are correct. Yours truly, you said yours truly. BSR Texan was the winner of the Thursday night DrunkenCowJerky.com Cup Series championship last year, and he is the proud owner of that golden helmet. How does that feel, Killer? How does it feel? You tell me, because I don't have one of them.
It feels great, I'll tell you. I I was hoping to be able to run for that at the end of the season. I was looking forward to it all year, and when you kind of you're hoping for something, looking forward to something, and we all know what that disappointment feels like because we've all been there several times. But when it comes through, and you're able to seal the deal there in the end, it really feels good. And that's a real unique trophy. I don't have anything else like that. And that championship ring, it just so happens it fits perfect, and yeah, it feels great. I love it. I'm glad I have it.
Well, it was very deserving, and we had talked about that before the season and throughout the season. That was the year before. You were fortunate enough to do what Chevy did, and you won the Wednesday Truck Series and the Friday NXS Series. Is that correct?
Yep, I did exactly what Chevy did in the 2016 season. I won both of those series. Not able to repeat in either of those. I had a not such a great run in either of those series this year, but the Cup Series was good to me all season long, and I had a great chase and real strong finish.
And also, not to mention, with these prizes of trophies and rings, and Drunken Cow Jerky last year provided you with some nice trophies as they did this year. Y'all all got to enjoy a big pile of Drunken Cow Jerky also, didn't you?
Oh yeah. I got a nice big box of Drunken Cow Jerky, quite every flavor, and it didn't last long though. I can tell you that. I mean, that's some
I,
good stuff. I love
I'd
every
have to
flavor.
agree with that. I'd have to agree with Texan on that. When you get it, it don't last very long. It's some good stuff. I was lucky enough myself to win the Facebook contest for the variety pack, and got a nice selection of Drunken Cow Jerky there, and also from a drawing in the race. I believe it was a Michigan race that BSR held during the season. I was lucky enough to win some, and so it's some good stuff. You really when you win some of that, you can't wait to see the mailman run.
That's right.
Um,
Speaking of jerky pockets, have you gotten an answer yet on your
they're
catchphrase?
trying. They're trying. They really are trying. They're very close. They're leaving a few words out. I told them I wasn't counting on spelling. They're trying though. I'm trying to get them to keep digging away at it because they're very close. They're just leaving a couple of words out. There's hints out there too. It's written somewhere that y'all have probably just looked at. You just don't see it down at the bottom. It's written out there. Texan wrote it. There's a hint. That's the hint I'm going to give you. It's written exactly correctly out there. So just look. Keep trying because somebody's going to win some jerky. Hurry up. And Bama also won a little. Mark and Richard Heyman and those folks over at Drunken Cow Jerky had a little contest of, tell us what you think about it. And he won some jerky through that too, didn't you, Bama?
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. I won the contest on Facebook, and got the value pack, and got me a nice assortment there of some different types of jerky, and you just hate to see it go. You really do.
All right, there we go. We got us a winner. Chris Eisenhower got it. Visit drunkencowjerky.com for the finest craft made whiskey. No, he didn't.
It's not
No,
right.
he didn't.
No,
He didn't.
yeah.
No, he didn't. No.
All
No.
right,
This
so
one.
Chris is
This
close.
one. This one.
He's
Everybody
very
knows Chris
close.
is close. Y'all look at what
Y'all
he
better
posted
hurry.
there.
Y'all better
Somebody's gonna
hurry.
get
He
it.
missed out one. He missed out one very important thing. I read it at first and thought he had it.
You
Keep going.
almost
I'm
gave it
watching.
away. You almost said it, two
Yes,
pockets.
he did. I know it. I was fixing to say it. I was reading along with him. All right, now to the third Friday night NXS series. DrunkenCowJerky.com Friday night NXS series. that also follows the full schedule of what NASCAR names the Xfinity Series. We duplicated and we simulated and we follow the whole series on Friday nights. That is a very very fun race. That's that's probably my favorite because I finished third in that season this year, and for some reason I can drive those NXS 15 CTS mod cars. I like those cars. I That was my first Camaro, and I'm a big Camaro fan, and for some reason I just do really well on Friday nights. But it's a great series for everybody. It gives somebody, or it gives us all, a good series and a good place to race on Friday nights. So that's what that series is all about. Like I said, I think it's a
Bingo.
33 race schedule, and that's on Friday nights. 8:05, 9:05 is qualifying for that series also. All right, he said for the finest craft made. No, that's wrong.
I'll give you guys a hint here. If you can rewind this stream back to the beginning, do I need to give them that hint?
Oh, already got
Did he get it? I was going to say it's in the beginning of the
Yep.
stream. It's at the bottom of my page.
no.
Also on Friday night, this past Friday, since we're not the series hasn't started yet, we had our second duel at Daytona, and our winner there, BSR DJ Champ, did a great job running that duel. He dominated that whole race. I think he led 90% of it. Like to congrats to DJ Champ and the top 5 there, who all secured a bonus point towards the chase. It's a great job, everybody. And also on Friday night, after the BSR race, there's another race over at the Draftmassters. Brian, you want to explain to us what goes on at the Draftmasters?
Yeah, sure. The Draftmasters is a 10-week series. Each 10 weeks, we'll crown a Draftmaster and move on to the next. We alternate Daytona and Talladega every Friday night. Races begin at 11:45 Eastern, 10:45 Central. But it's a 10-week series, and we'll run all year, rotating every 10 weeks for a new champion. And at the end of the 10 weeks, we will have a shootout of all the top 3 from each 10 weeks will be eligible to run in to become the overall season Draftmaster.
That's a lot of fun. Great series. Super Speedways on Friday night, late nights for all you guys that are looking for something to do, later on after your regular race. Whenever, you're still up, can't go to bed, it's Friday night. Draftmasters puts on a great race, and they're always a lot of fun. I believe this past Friday, Joey Murphy took home the victory at Daytona in the Draftmasters series. Is there any update, Larry? Have you been able to look at those points? You have an update for us on the Friday night Draftmasters series points?
Yes. Friday night Draftmasters series leader is Robert Balcom by 12 points over Steve Looney.
12 points. How many races left in that series?
Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. Hold on, that's the wrong one. That's Saturday night.
That's Saturday.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Yep. Yes, BSR Chevy Chase is in the lead on Friday nights by 21 points over OSR Racer X.
Wow,
Then
21
Joseph
points.
Joseph Murphy is in third. BSR Pockets is in fourth, and OSR Coley is rounding out top 5. And there is 3 more races to go in that series.
I'd also like to say that the winner of each season will receive a plaque and all 5 flavors of Turkey Cow Turkey for the championship.
Yes, that's something else that I wanted to point out as to how we kind of did this. Brian wanted to do something special. Brian wanted to do something and give back to the sim racers and to the league that he's a member of and his teammates and his friends. And we integrated that into where Brian and Kathy at Voiles Trucking, they sponsor it. They offer a nice plaque for the winner of the series, and they also purchase Drunken Cow Jerky to give to the winner. So everybody wins in that scenario. The person who shows up and dedicates himself to the series and wins the series gets a nice plaque, gets some great beef jerky product. Brian gets to support his league. He gets to support the sponsor. The racers win. Brian wins. The leagues win. Drunken Cow Jerky wins. It's a win all across the board for everyone, and we're really proud of how we've got that set up. And it's something that everybody should consider being a part of. If you like sim racing, like I said, this is the place. I mean, we're trying to be on the forefront of offering prizes and plaques and trophies and beef jerky and stuff like that. And the one thing we want y'all to remember is this doesn't cost you a dime. You come here, you'll never hear anybody here ask you for a donation because we do this for you. Your payback to us is coming to race. Come race and win some of this beef jerky. Come race and win one of these plaques. That's your payback. That's how you pay us, is by showing up. We'll take care of everything else. I promise you. You keep your money in your pocket. We'll take care of that because that's what we've been doing for 14 years. We built this. We pay for this. You benefit from it. So come on out here and see what you got. Come be a part of this if you want to. Anybody out there that is not all of this is invitation only. But I will tell you this. You want a shot? You want to come in here, and the one thing to remember about invitation only, that's for us to be able, that's quality control, and that benefits you as a racer because we don't just let anybody in here. You have to be a certain caliber of person. So, that's the most important thing because the caliber of racer, we can help you become a better racer. We may not be able to help you become a better person. That's our quality control, our invitation list or our invite only. That's the way we run a good, clean league and series. We check people at the door. We have certain criteria that we would like for them to meet. And if anybody out there is interested, go to the Bomb Squad Racing page on Facebook and give a message. We've got a new procedure in place, and BSR Chevy Chase is our manager of or manager of guest services. You want an invitation? Go talk to Chevy Chase. Go talk to him. He's got some questions he'll ask. He'll get some information about you, and we'll consider letting you in here and making you a part of all this great sim racing. So I want to thank Brian and Kathy for everything that they've done, and everybody else for coming out and supporting these leagues and races.
Well, moving on to Saturday, we'll be back over. Actually, we've got 3 races on Saturday. The first one would be at OSR, Old School Racing. They have an early race in the, what could you say,
I think
early
I
evening,
think it's going to be
late afternoon?
the late model 90, if I'm
Late
correct.
90. Yep.
Yeah, late model 90 mod. And OSR Juggalo and OSR Kyle are the head admins on that series. Sounds like it's going to be fun. I know I've looked at it. The mod looks great and got some interesting short tracks to run, I'm told.
Yeah, I raced in that series last season. It was a lot of fun. I've got a render here of our champion from last season, HB Hardy. Also took the championship in that late model series. Another great render from OSR Juggalo. And that
Here
series
he
is a lot
is.
of
Here,
fun.
there he is, right there. Let him talk about it.
Yeah,
Juggalo.
Is that Juggalo?
Yes, sir.
We were just talking
Yes.
about your series on Saturday afternoon, the late model series, and got a pick here of last season's champion. Great job on the renders, by the way.
Thank you very much.
You want to fill us in on what's coming up here in the next season with that series?
Yeah, we got some exciting things going on over on Saturday nights at the OSR Late Model 90 Series, short tracks. We're going to run an 18-week schedule, and it's going to alternate between dirt and asphalt, starting off at Thompson Motor Speedway and then moving on to Egypt as a dirt track. And we're going to go from the north to the south to the Midwest to the west. And then to break those up in between, we're going to have 2 figure-8 races, all be points-paying events. So, yeah, it's going to be a great and exciting, something different, something we've never done before, especially with those figure-8 races and things like that. But we're going to have heat races, and then we're going to have the main event where you qualify if you are a winner of a heat race. You cannot qualify, or if you're a winner of the previous week's race, you cannot qualify for the main event for the next week. So it'll throw everything up, and it will be a fixed setup event.
User joined your channel.
Now on those figure-8 tracks you were talking about, did I hear properly that one of those is going to be dirt?
Correct. Yeah. So both exactly the same track, but one's asphalt, one is dirt. They are not real tracks, but we couldn't find any figure-8 tracks that were real, so that would work with the game. So it's as close to being as real as possible. But it's going to be a fun event, and damage will be on. Will be on moderate, so it'll just be like it's your real figure-8 race. If you want to finish in the front, you got to kind of watch what you're doing going around those corners and watch what the other guys are doing too.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I've run a lot of figure-8 races in different tracks, but never one on dirt. I can't wait to see how that's going to go with cars flying sideways, turning left and right.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
The dirt one's a blast, Gil. You'll love that one. If you like the asphalt, you'll like the dirt one more.
Yeah, we're going to be a lot of your typical Knoxville, over at Ohio at Eldora. So some of those tracks, South Boston for some of the asphalt tracks. Volusia County Speedway for our dirt track. So it's going to be tracks that people do know a lot. But then again, we're going to throw one in there that Pockets hates, and that's going to be Iowa Speedway. It's going to be one of the asphalt tracks. So that's going to be one of your bigger tracks for the short track series.
That's going to be on the short. All right, yeah, never mind. I'm out of that one. I'm taking the provisional and automatically.
It's under a mile.
And what time does that series run on Saturday, Juggalo?
Now that will kick off at
User joined
6 p.m. Eastern Mondays, on Saturdays, so with the qualifying at 7. Heat races at 7, and then following qualifying after the heat races. And speaking of which, there's Kyle right there.
Where?
Hey, looky there. Now we've got both voices of WNSF along with us here this afternoon. Kyle, the co-host and also admin there of the Outlaw Late Model Series.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Now, that series runs just prior to the BSR Team Series that also runs on Saturday night. It runs basically right after that Outlaw race model is over. You've got maybe 30 minutes or so, and the Team Series race will start. You want to tell us a little bit about the Team Series pockets? I know last season was season 33, and Teriyaki came home with the championship. You want to tell us how that one goes, Pockets?
Season 33, yes, Teriyaki. That'd be myself, Larry Yeager, and our good friend Brain Fade, won season 33 of the Saturday Night Team Series. Battle of the Five Flavors and Wolf Bites. How that works is we came up with this 33 seasons ago. That means 330 races ago. And that's not counting the 2 races that we have, or the 3 races that we have in between. So basically what we're going to do is, and what we always do is we get together, we determine everybody that wants to be on a team, and we do a lotto start. We do 4 of them to jumble up the field, and then we take the amount of drivers we have, we divide them up evenly into teams. They get a special paint provided to us by WLS Graphics and BSR Scar that represents the flavor of jerky that they'll be racing for in that particular season which we are fast approaching season number 34 of the Saturday Night Team Series Battle of the Five Flavors and Wolf Bites. And those guys get together. They work together all season long for a 10 race series. And we determine based on how many people are on a team. Usually in the past several seasons, we've had like 4 people on a team. Well, we're going to score the top finisher from each team. At the end of 10 races, whoever's on top of the leaderboard is the one that's going to be crowned the champion of that season of the Saturday Night Team Series. It has worked out really well. It is one of our best races of the week. It's a super speedway series. We rotate between Talladega, Daytona, Talladega, Daytona night. We do it for 10 weeks. We come in here. We have a good time. We have great super speedway races. Those are longer races, 65% races, 130 laps at Daytona. You're looking at 6-7 green flag pit stops. So it's worked out really well for us. And it's something that we encourage the sim racers here that if they're not a part of it and they haven't been on a team, you will not understand until you place yourself on a team and work side by side in harmony with somebody that you're usually trying to beat every week. The benefits are unbelievable. You'll get to know your fellow sim racers better. You'll get lots of great super speedway racing experience, and it's something that we're really, really proud of, and we've been doing for a long time.
Absolutely. That series, just like you said, you'll get to know your fellow racers better. I think that series alone would be probably responsible for how tight this group is. Like I said, that's season 33. That's 33 different times that those teams have been randomly chosen and picked up. And, guys that have raced here for a long, long time, you can race in a league for a long time, and you're going to have your group of guys that you usually know and talk with and whisper with and work with, But with this Saturday Team Series, each season you're on a different team, and you might be with 2 or 3 guys you don't normally work with or talk with. Well, over that 10 weeks, you're going to get to know those guys a lot better than you would have if you weren't competing in these series. And, after you've been on somebody's team once or twice, worked with them a few times, and before you know it, you know every guy in your league as well as every other guy in your league. And, that's what makes this such a tight group and a great place to race.
I have actually seen, and this is no joke, I have actually seen people that have raced together for a long time that they've had their differences. They have different philosophies. They may not particularly like one another. I've seen them be placed on the same team, no choice, be crammed together on the same team, forced to race 10 races together. And by the time that 10 races is over, they're on each other's Christmas card list. They have each other's personal phone number. They're talking back and forth. They actually become friends because of that team series race and because being put on the same team. And that is the one thing that I am the most proud of, because I am going to brag on myself a little bit about. I invented that. I made that series 330 races ago in 2008. And the reason I did it is because we had a large group of people, and you could see them start subdividing. You had this little group of people over here, and these 4 or 5 guys hung out together. And if this guy in this group didn't like that guy in that group, they would kind of be at odds. And this was all within the same league. We're all supposed to be together. And I seen that. That is how I combated that. That's how I brought everybody into I forced everybody into the same room and made that series to address that right there. And it worked like a charm. I was told when I come up with this idea, it'll never work. It will never work. And the person that told me that still laughs to this day and said, man, I could not have gotten that more wrong if I tried. So that's something that we're all very proud of. It took a lot of people to help me get that together and make that thing work, but it does work like a champ.
And go ahead, Larry.
I've only run in that for 4 seasons, and every season that I have ran in that, I've had different teammates, and I'm best friends with just about every single one of those guys now. My first season in, I was with Killa and Chevy, and those two guys turn out to be probably my best friend sim racers that I've ever had. So I like to thank Pockets just for coming up with that series and letting me be a part of it because it is a blast.
Well, also on Saturday, this past Saturday, we were in between seasons on the Drunken Cow Jerky Team Series, and we ran the Voiles Trucking Shootout at Daytona, and that was another great race, fun race to be in. And who would you know brought home the victory in the shootout? Larry Yeager Jr., BSR Hot Rod, the number 65 Teriyaki Drunken Cow Jerky Machine. Congrats on the win there, Hot Rod. You know, that victory also brought him 2 bonus points toward the chase. And in the shootout, the winner of the race was the only person to earn any bonus points. So, you know, second, third, fourth, fifth, it wasn't about all that. Everybody was pushing for that top spot, and Hot Rod came home with it. So, nice job, man.
Thanks, Texan. I'd like to thank Brian and Kathy Boyles for putting that race on. And let me say, I had to work for it. There was a lot of hungry guys. I think that's probably one of the wildest finishes I've been a part of. So, yep, that was a wild race.
Yeah, I had some bad luck at the end of that. I was out of that race, but I was still there watching, and it was really hectic on that last lap, and I saw him go 3 wide behind you, and once that happened, I knew you had that victory, and that was a tight, close finish. That was a great race to watch.
Yeah, let me say something about how that all came together. We wanted to do something special on that Saturday night. You know, we wanted to have a Speed Weeks program. We wanted to emulate and simulate real NASCAR, real racing. So we had our duels. They worked out fantastically. The bonus points for that deal, you could not have asked for it to come out any better because we were offering 1 bonus point for the top 5 in each dual race, and we had 10 different people get a bonus point. Nobody repeated for the bonus point in 2 races. You could not have scripted it any better. We wanted to have something very special on Saturday night before we kick off our season next week, and we decided to put this up as a special event. And I'm telling you right now, Brian, I would have had to fight him. He almost ran me over to say, "Oh yeah, Voice Trucking sponsoring that." That's the kind of commitment and support that we get from Brian and Kathy Voles. I mean, it was just automatic. Yeah, I'm gonna put up a plaque, jerky, do the thing. That's how he is. And another thing I want people to understand is that a lot of the conversations that Brian and I have, he's out there on the road earning this money while we're having this. He's talking to us right now, probably from somewhere in the lower 48
in Illinois.
And he's making things happen while he's out there on the road to support this league. So he's at work. He's working hard for his money, and he is making it happen for us here at Bomb Squad Racing. He supports us. He supports his league, his fellow teammates. Great support to Drunken Cow Jerky. He always wants to provide a prize of the finest whiskey and beer soaked beef jerky on the planet to the sim racers who come over here. He's always willing to do that. That's one of just supporting the sponsors, supporting the races. So, and he even parks that truck and pulls out his wheel and sits somewhere in the middle of America at a truck stop with Wi-Fi and even races sometimes. So
Absolutely.
the commitment that he gives to this league and to sim racers, his fellow sim racers, is unmatched as far as I'm concerned, and we really appreciate him.
And Brian Boyles' Draftmaster series absolutely is the trifecta finisher on Saturday night after the Outlaw race early Saturday and the Team Series race Saturday evening. We move over to the Draftmasters. for another late night race. Not super speedway. What do you guys do over there on Saturday nights, Brian?
We have 10 different speedway tracks with a couple of short tracks, you could say. We got a Richmond in there. But it's basically identical to the Super Speedway Series, except we run speedway tracks on Saturday night, 10-week series. Each season's 10 weeks long, and with the same prizes and same thing that we do on Friday nights. We'll crown a winner after 10 weeks, and we'll run it out through the year. And at the end of the year, we will take the top 3 from each series and have them the opportunity to run for the overall Draftmaster Championship.
So the points and championship basically will work just like the Friday night, but totally different tracks, and a little bit different style racing. I was there last night in the Draftmasters race over at Phoenix. That was a lot of fun. We had Steve Looney came away with that victory there in the number 21 Skittles car. That's great racing over there on Saturday night. It's a lot of fun. It's a fixed setup. You don't have to worry about, whether your setup's as good as anybody else's. You can just come in and be ready to go. Have a lot of fun. All righty, Pockets. Did you say you finally got somebody that got it correct? Was it HB Hardy?
Hello. You got me? All right, there we go. Yes. All right, here's what happened. We had several people that were really close. Juggalo was all over it. Chris Eisenhower was all over it. But he said the finest craft-made beer and whiskey. That's not right.
Nope, that's not right.
Hardy came in right behind him and did it right. Then Les Alexander came and barely missed it by 2 seconds. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do my best Oprah impersonation.
Oh,
you
God.
win. You win. You all win. All right, Chris, I'm going to send you 3 bags. Hardy, you get 3 bags of your choice. Chris Eisenhower, I'm going to send you a bag of beer bacon because I know that's what you want. And Les Alexander, get with me and give me your address, and I'm going to send you a bag of your favorite choice. How about that for a prize?
There you go.
How about that? I want to give everybody a special thanks for tuning in and playing our little game. And we're going to take care of you and make sure that y'all get you some Drunken Cow jerky from all of us here at Bomb Squad Racing, and appreciation for y'all tuning in and supporting us and all that stuff. So y'all get with me after this program, and we'll get y'all lined out with some great beef jerky products from our friends at drunkencowjerky.com.
Awesome. Well, to finish us off here, we'll see if we can get these bonus points explained to everybody.
Are you good? Hold on, Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want the standings?
Absolutely. From Saturday night, Phoenix
Yes.
Draftmasters. What are the current standings over there?
Yes, Robert Balcom has the lead. 12 points over Steve Looney. BSR Hot Rod, BSR Pockets, and BSR Poor Boy round out the top 5.
Let me say something about that.
Are there 3 races left in that series as well?
No, there are 6 races left in that series.
Yes, that was race number 4 this last week. Is that right? This last Saturday night.
That's correct.
And let me say something about that series. That's a great series. It's a great fun series. Larry gave the leader there, Robert Balcom. That man, let me tell you something. You want to win some prizes. That man came in here Saturday night and had the flu and was running 102-degree temperature, but he was up on that wheel racing Saturday night, 130 laps at the Jewel of the Desert, Phoenix International Raceway, giving it all he got.
Not only that, he had some trouble, lost his 4th gear.
With his wheel, he couldn't get into 4th gear.
Yeah, that race sick with no 4th gear.
Yeah, so
yes, sir.
Yes, and we want to give a special shout out to the winner of Saturday night's race, a very popular win by a really great guy that we're proud to have racing with us on Saturday night at the Draftmasters, and that's Steve Looney. Congratulations, Steve. I wished I would have been
Yes.
there in Victory Lane with you, buddy. We're glad for your support, you and Monty Keller and everybody else that comes out on Saturday nights for the Draftmasters. But yeah, if you think you're going to walk in there and just walk away with some prizes and some plaques from Vols Trucking and Drunken Cow Jerky, I'm going to tell you right now, the Tennessee Titan is there, and if you're going to win those prizes, you best be ready to do some hard racing, because they cut heads every night in their Saturday night, and it's not a gimme by any means. If you think you're going to step in there and win some prizes, you better be up on that wheel and ready to race. So
You gonna
those
earn
guys
it,
been
definitely.
those
Yes,
guys
sir.
been doing a great job over there on Saturday night, and it's a really, really good series to be a part of. And again, we want to congratulate Steve Looney on his win this Saturday night.
Do you want to fill us in a little bit on the chase format? How we do things at BSR for the chase is a little bit different than the regular NASCAR rules, and we'll see if we can get these bonus points.
Man, I was hoping you were going to explain that as complicated as it is. All right, put the graphic up. I'm waiting for the graphic to come up so I can let
Well,
everybody
I'll
follow
do
the
I'll do
bouncing
the points.
ball.
I just, if you want to fill them in on, how we like everybody to be able to compete.
Yes,
How
yes.
the segments
I
are going
can.
to go and all that stuff.
Yes, I can explain the philosophy behind the bonus points here. All right, since we're one of the only leagues out there that try to simulate every single race on all three major series that NASCAR runs, when you total all of those three series up in all those races, that's over 93 races in a year. Three major series, 3 nights. So one of the biggest problems that I was faced with was putting together a series like that and keeping everybody relevant in points, because as every sim racer knows, you're in a series, even if it's a 10 race series, and you got to go to your daughter's softball game, or you got to go to your grandmother's birthday party, or you got to go to a wedding, or you got to go over to Kyle Willits' house for poker night. Whatever things come up. We wanted a way for people to be able to stay relevant in that points, because that will kill a guy's chances at a championship and at some nice prizes. If something like that happens, we did not want that to be a detriment to his season. So what we decided to do was, we wanted to have a chase race, but we also wanted the regular season races to mean something. We didn't want you to just come in there and race, because that's basically what would happen. You'd come in and race 26 races on Thursday night, waiting for those last 10. So what we decided to do is come up with a special bonus point system. And the first bonus point you're going to get is simply just showing up. All you got to do is just show up, and we're going to give you a bonus point. So there's 26 races in the regular season before the chase. So that's 26 points that you're going to get to take with you to the chase. Starting at the first race of the chase. The chase is 10 races, the last 10 races of the series. It works that way for each series, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. The only thing that's different is the amount of races, and that affects the amount of bonus points that you get. The second bonus point you get is for winning a race. So there are 2 bonus points available for every race. First, you got to show up. Second, you got to win. You can't win without showing up, so there's your maximum number of bonus points per race. What you do is we take those bonus points and we let you carry those bonus points into the first race of the chase. That is your bonus points. Now, we also have special events. There are 2 special events on Thursday night, and there are 2 special events on Wednesday and Friday nights. We've added 2 special nights on Wednesday and Friday nights this year, which are going to be the Daytona races and the Texas races for Wednesday, and Friday. The special races for Thursday are Daytona and our version of the All-Star race. In each one of those races, the winner is going to get 3 bonus points. Second place is going to get 2 bonus points. Third place is going to get 1 bonus point. And new this season, we're going to pay 4th and 5th place 1 bonus point for those special events also. So when you add it all up and you run the season, you're going to get a certain amount of bonus points that you get to carry with you into the chase. Now you're going to say, well, what if I miss a race? Well, we've addressed that also. If you have to go to Kyle Willits' house to play poker on Thursday night because it's his birthday, we're going to go ahead and give you a provisional bonus points. We have an allotted number of provisional bonus points based on certain criteria that is lined out on. I've sent it in emails. It's posted on the Bomb Squad Racing page. I believe Texan has a version of it here that he's going to show. We've addressed all of that. So if you have to go to your daughter's softball game, you're fine. You're good. Go have a good time. We want you to be able to go and do some things, especially during the summer, because I know those people up in the Northeast. That 2 little months of summer that they got, they're gone. They are out of the house. They got to go get it while the getting's good, because that's the only time they ever get to go outside when it ain't 2 below zero. So we've taken care of everything for you. We've made it fair to where you can miss a certain number of races and still be relevant in the points and have a shot at the championship when it comes to the last 10 races in each one of these series. Does any of that make sense?
Poker night at Kyle's
Yeah.
house
Let me
makes
see if
sense.
I can bring it together for you here. Let's see. There's the graphic we've got up now. We'll start with the first way to make some points. Like Pocket said, start a race. This is the list right here of everybody who has showed up for one of the duels. That's 40 drivers. I'm sure that pretty much everybody on this list will make it to Daytona. So basically, you can take this point spread the way it's laid out now. This is what the points will look like after Daytona, minus the bonus points for winning the race at Daytona. That's your first way. You show up to the race, you get a bonus point. And like Pockets was saying, if you can't make every race, there's 26 races. Basically, what it's going to boil down to is if you can make just over half of the races, you're going to get full bonus points. So they're going to be divided up into segments. Segment 1, Segment 2. Segment 1 will be 13 races. Segment 2 will be 13 races. You'll have a winner of Segment 1, a winner of Segment 2, and then we'll go in and start the chase. So basically, after the first 13 races, if you can make about 7 or 8 of them, you're going to get all 13 bonus points as though you showed up for all 13 races. Because like Pocket says, everybody can't show up all the time. A lot of people have a life. They've got things to do. So you can take, for those 2 segments, 26 bonus points. And that's basically what just about every driver is going to enter the chase with the exception of just a few that, only made 3 or 4 races in the season. And they'll still have their whatever they showed up for. If you showed up for 9 races out of 26, well, you'll have 9 bonus points going into the chase. And if you happen to win a race, which is the next way to get a bonus point, if you win a race, 1 bonus point toward the chase. So, you're looking at everybody being eligible, not just the top 12 or top 13. Every single driver who's raced all season long has a feasible chance to win a championship at the end. At worst case scenario, you may go into the chase 30 to 35 points behind the leader. And really, over 10 races, it's feasible that you can make that up. So, after your start race bonus point and your win a race bonus point, you're going to have segment 1, which will be the first 13 races in the season. It differs from series because there's a few less races in the Xfinity and the truck. It's only got basically 113 season and then a chase, because we like to have a 10-race chase at the end of each series. At the end of segment 1, the top 5 will be awarded some bonus points. The winner of segment 1 will get 2 bonus points, and the next 4 will all get 1 bonus point toward the chase. And we'll roll over to segment 2, and the same thing. At the end of segment 2, the winner will get 2 bonus points, and the next 4 drivers will all get 1 bonus point to go towards the chase.
Yeah, let me explain that section right there. Let me explain that section right there. We are fortunate enough to have a group of drivers, 7 or 8 drivers, who are here every time the doors are open. They are the people who are looking at that points, that they're looking at that schedule. They're looking at the scoring on it every day before they come into the race. They know who's in 3rd place. They know who's in 10th place. They're here for every single race. We wanted to give them a reward for being that type of racer. We did not want them to be at a disadvantage or even, and this is our way to give them a nod of saying, hey, we realize that you come in here every night, you race every race in these series, and that's where the Iron Man award comes in that Rick Craddock and Real Tech is so gracious to give us every year. That is for the guys who come in here and race 93 scheduled races. You damn right we're giving them an extra bonus point. Yes, sir, we sure are. But here's the thing to understand, and we have done the math on this. We have used this system in real world, and I will tell you this. Once we explain all these bonus points to you and everything like this is what I want you to understand. This is a way to keep it tight when we go to the last 10 races. Because when we go to the last 10 races, all of these bonus points and all of this stuff, there's no more of that. It's 10 races, run what you brung and hope you brought enough, and you better do good because everybody's shooting for the same goal, and that's championship. In the 3 years that we've been doing these bonus points, only 1 driver has clinched before the last race at Homestead, and that was last year, and he only clinched at Phoenix. The year before, this is how close it gets. Those bonus points were all over the board, but they were all still within 10 to 15 of each other going into the first race of the chase. The Friday night series last year, not in 2017, 2016, at Homestead, it went down to the wire, and when that race was over, it was a tie between 2 drivers. And we had to resort back to who had the most wins, and Terry Scott had 5, BSR Momo had 4. That's how close these series are. This I think it was, what was it, Friday night, Texan, that the series went to Homestead, and there was 5 points difference in the last race. And that was just between the top 2. There were still 3 or 4 drivers that were mathematically still alive at the last race at Homestead. So believe me when I tell you, this bonus point system works. And it makes those last 10 races of the chase the most exciting points racing you have ever done in sim racing.
Absolutely.
If you don't believe me, you come do it.
It keeps it close. And, like you said, the guys who show up to every race, they may go into the chase a little bit ahead, but it's usually only going to be by a few points. And, when you got a good driver turnout, at least 18 to 20 cars, a few points is pretty easy to make up in one race, 2 races. And you got 10 races. So long as you can show up to those last 10, and you're even allowed 1 provisional in the chase. Is that right?
Yes,
Pocket?
yes, that's right. 1 provisional.
1 provisional. As long as you show up to those last 10 and make those, you've got a feasible chance at the championship, no matter where you've raced all season long. But moving on to after the segments, basically you get into your extra races, extra bonus points. We had the duels. Obviously, those are already decided. Here's your top 5 from duel number 1, all got a bonus point. Top 5 from duel number 2 got a bonus point. And we also had the Boyles Trucking Shootout, and winner of that, Hot Rod, got 2 bonus points. And basically, once you add all of these points together after the end of the season, that is what you're going to have starting the chase. Like I said earlier, the average is going to be right about 26 points. 80% of the drivers in the chase are going to start with 26 points. And then you're going to add, whoever did well in these races, a few extra bonus points, and whoever won some races. That's really where your leads are going to come from. You're going to have guys that may win 5 races, maybe 6 races even, and that's gonna give them 5, 6 bonus points. Where they're gonna that's where your lead's gonna come from. So most of your guys are 26. Your leader, assuming maybe somebody wins the All-Star race, wins a bunch of races, was in these top 5, your leader may be going in there with maybe 34 points, something like that, 35 points. So second place probably not going to be far behind them. It's going to be really close, and there'll be more names added to this list as drivers come in. Like I said, everybody who competes throughout the season is eligible for the chase. You can see Hot Rod down here currently, as things stand after Daytona, with his 2 points for the shootout, standing at 3, will be the current leader going into the chase. But with still a lot of racing to go, season just getting ready to start, and Daytona coming up again next week, the real thing, starting the season, running for points.
Yes, and one thing to note, the Wednesday night truck series that always runs on Wednesday night, this Wednesday night is Valentine's Day. So we are moving the start, race number 1 of the DrunkenCowJerky.com Wednesday night truck series to next Saturday night. That will be the kickoff of the Wednesday night truck series next Saturday night. That will be a points paying event, but it will be ran on Saturday night due to it being on Valentine's Day. All of this information and more will be posted on our Facebook page, Bomb Squad Racing.
Well, tonight ran a little bit long, I think, but we had a lot to go over, with all of the racing that's gone on in the off season and the speed weeks and everything that's coming up. The future weeks, I think we'll be able to cut through this in about half the time that we did tonight. I really appreciate you guys showing up. I think it went off pretty well.
We gave
any of you guys like to? You got any comments? Anything you'd like to add or say?
Yeah, I'd like to speak to you and Pockets after the broadcast, as well as maybe Kyle. All 4 of us together. I've got something I'm working on that I'd like to get your guys' input on.
All right, we gave away a lot of valuable information. We gave a lot of nods and shout outs to the winners of the series. We gave away some great products from Drunken Cow Jerky. We had visits from dignitaries like Axel Foley, Kyle Willits. Who else? That's about the only 2. Oh, Les Alexander. He's a dignitary. We did a lot of good work here today. I want to thank my co-host and creator, BSR Texan, for putting this all together. He did a ton of work to get all this information out there. People will be able to go back and watch this and pause and try to figure out all the crap that I just said. And I think we've done some good work here today, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Thank you, Texan. Thank you all for joining us.
I just want to thank OSR, Greg Trogdon, Spoiler, as we call him.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Greg.
For putting Old School Racing together and giving us a chance to co-op up with BSR. This past season has just shown that what working together can do. Had a lot of great races between both leagues, joining together and running, come to know each other as friends and as racers. It's made the racing good, made the racing big, made the racing exciting. I'm looking forward to this next season and for it to get even better.
Me too, Bama.
I'd like to say that this past season there were a few hiccups, and me personally, I feel that through adversity I have grown as a person and as a racer, and the co-op that goes on between OSR and BSR and Draftmassters is just only going to get bigger and stronger through those acts of friendship and camaraderie.
Yes, sir. I agree 100%. Anybody else? I would like to say, everyone who watches this, visit drunkencowjerky.com for the finest craft made whiskey soaked beef jerky on whiskey and beer soaked beef jerky on
See,
the
you
planet.
didn't even get it
I was
right.
He was looking at whatever they were
I was
typing
looking-
in earlier. That's what it was.
Yes, but you know the deal. Everybody knows the deal. Thanks for y'all all for being here. Once again, thanks Texan for putting this all together. Brian Voles for being here. Kathy Voles, all our sponsors. Y'all know who you are.
Yes, sir. I've got them going across the screen right now. I'm going to lead us out. I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll be back next Sunday with updates. Let you know what went on at Daytona and all the different leagues and all the series. Appreciate you all watching.
See ya.